lot of people, they say, oh, you're different. A lot of my friends say, oh, you're not like you used to be, or, you know, you're not the same guy. Or your ex-wife, your 52-year-old wife living with an 18-year-old boy, if that would have been back in the day, we'd have never seen him again. You know, when you get done with him, Hogan, he'd have spent the rest of his life in a wheelchair. And I said, guys, you know, I'm not the same guy. Maybe you don't recognize me, but this is the real me. This is who I am. This is really me. This is what I've been all along. I just didn't know it. I just didn't understand why I was here. I didn't understand why I was put on this earth, you know, but I know now. So that guy you knew before, that wasn't me. This is the real me. If I had to put a title to the second part of my life, the title would be The Real Hulk Hogan, because this is the real me. Everything was a fight for me. I lost my family. Financially, I got destroyed. And everything I'd ever saved, I lost because of a bunch of situations, you know. Even though the divorce is over, it's like the gift that keeps on giving. Mornings aren't what I would like to call normal. There's an agenda when I get up, you know, and it's usually based around lawyers. My son and I have been left alone in this civil lawsuit. You know, my ex-wife is out of it. At my age, at 57 years old, if there's a huge judgment against me and my son for 10 or 20 or 30, 40, 50, 60 million dollars is what they originally started talking about, that pretty much will lock my future. Now I'm not a millionaire now, that's for sure. Sometimes I'd wrestle twice on a Saturday and twice on a Sunday because every building was sold out. Flying 300 days a year and sometimes wrestling 350 to 400 times a year. I lived it, man. I did everything. You know, I gave up everything to be a wrestler. When people talk about wrestling being fake, I used to really have a problem with it. When somebody says fake and, you know, then 30 years later, you know, I can't run or I can't walk through the mall or I can't go through like a Universal or a Disney with my family or friends. I can't walk through the park and do that anymore. It kind of like makes the hair on my neck stand up because they don't understand, you know, what we've been through. I had several injuries, muscle tears, biceps torn, you know, all the holes in my arms that I never had fixed, and trap muscles torn away from my neck and delt muscles, and just little beats along the way, which old school mentality didn't stop you from wrestling. Whatever it took to stay awake or go to sleep or keep going, and, you know, I did everything. You know, so I gave it all away and to get everything, and vice versa. So I did whatever it took. If I had to play it back again, and I could be just a normal person, you know, and healthy and have that perfect family. I've lived about 3 different lives in this one life, so I wouldn't give it all away. It's amazing that even though I've lost everything else, I still have wrestling. Going in the middle of the ring was the only time where I was really present and I was aware. To get my head right, to get in the ring, physically, it's just ridiculous to even think about. Lacing the boots up is the hardest part. Walking to the ring, climbing in there, trying to move quick or shift, adjust. The pain level is it's a rush, brother. If I don't watch what I'm doing and I take too many liberties, there can be a point where you can't fix things. If a baby in the next room starts choking on a piece of plastic, you stop whatever you're doing and you run and care for that baby. Nothing else in the world matters. That's what happens in this ring. It's not a conscious choice I want to make for no reason. It's not a choice that, okay, I want to get in the ring and get that euphoric high, but to get there, I know what's going to happen. If it meant rounding third base, if it meant a tsunami that would change the tide, if it meant winning, I wouldn't think twice about it. There was a whole period of time where I was someone that I didn't know. And I was doing stuff I'd never done. Bouncing from strip bar to strip bar. Being the last one there when it closed. Drinking and carrying a gun on me. Just running around like a nut. It just was a situation that things I did may not have happened if I would have had someone that, you know, actually touched me and actually said, I loved you. The standard goodnight was F you, and it was very consistent. You walk by somebody who's standing there cooking breakfast and the normal instinct is to reach over and touch them. Hey, good morning, give them a little kiss. Well, get to the point where I knew better than to do that. If I just went out one night with the boys and drank my ass off, it's because I just heard about 4 or 5 FUs over the phone. The outcome was supposed to be retired with my ex-wife, Linda, in Hawaii, and just sitting on the beach drinking wine and throwing the empty beer cans at the kids when they walk by, the teenagers. Get out of my way, you know. And all the money I saved, I dreamed I'd just be on the big island and then flying back to the mainland and see my kids every once in a while. I just thought I had a wife that loved me unconditionally, and I thought that after everything we'd been through, the fights and the traveling and how hard we'd worked, I never dreamed I would grow old with her. I never dreamed that I would be by myself. The Linda that I knew and I met was fun and, you know, was always the life of the party, and Always the first one to get up and dance, always. She was real good at being Mrs. Hogan and real good at building a home and a lifestyle and a type of ambiance, mystique that people thought, oh my gosh, this is the way Hulk Hogan should live. I made hundreds of millions of dollars, had the perfect family, the perfect situation, but it was unwinding. My ex-wife was unhappy. I don't think she ever was happy. We put on a great front, you know. We had Band-Aids that would come along, such as $1 million checks that would show up in the mail. Then there was my first child that was a huge Band-Aid over the problem of unhappiness, and the second child. And there were a bunch of Band-Aids in the 23 years, but all of a sudden, when you peeled everything back, I just didn't have the right partner.
It was not good when they were together. They were two on top of each other. I think that they both started to see they were growing apart.
I quit working to try to fix my personal situation, save my marriage, so the money was going out at a rapid fire rate, and I was only making a couple $1,000,000 a year at the time, but there were 7, 8, 9, 10 being spent a year. And that's when the financial problems started happening.
Not everybody's perfect, and I think, you know, he's such a sensitive soul. With any guilt that he was feeling or any, you know, sadness or loneliness or anything, I mean, everything came down on him at once.
On to another developing story out of the Tampa Bay area this morning. Hulk Hogan's son, Nick, seriously injured in a car accident overnight.
Came upon the accident. I saw the yellow car wrapped around a palm tree. I didn't see Nick anywhere. Started yelling and screaming for him. The back wheel of the car was bent up where his head should be. And I pushed past the cop. Actually had to be very aggressive with him. And I reached in and I pushed the seatbelt, and as everybody grabbed me, he just crawled out from under the steering wheel. I'm not real good sometimes when things hit me and I don't understand why. I got a phone call and my attorney said Linda filed for divorce. That's when it was like a kick to the head from a mule. When I came here, it was tough because everything was gone. When I came home and came to the back door, there all those dogs rushed up to you. They weren't there. So I went up to Brooks' room. The room was empty. And nothing in the closets, and it was kind of like, whoa, okay. All right, this is different. It didn't really click. And then when I went up to my wife's bathroom, she had a lot of stuff in her closet, and it was completely empty. And when I called everybody's phone, nobody would answer. None of it seemed real. It was like someone else in someone else's situation. I was, you know, out of my mind, and it wasn't good at all. And I had 3 really rough days in this house where, I could have killed myself. My friends kept calling me, and I was doing really good. I was kind of like BSing everybody. I wasn't doing well at all. I would just look at the mirror, and my thoughts were, you don't look like you. I switched into that real barbaric mindset of, I need a drink, that wrestler, whatever, tough guy gimmick or whatever. I just went and got this gallon or half a gallon. It was a big bottle of the Captain Morgan 100 and just chugged it. It just was like brutal to drink it. It was like drinking gasoline. The higher I got, my mind started, compulsive thinking. I just didn't understand why they left and where they went. And Nick or Brooke or my wife, no one would answer the phone for days. I started digging through the drawers and figured maybe she wrote something down, a reservation or something. And what I did find was a bottle of Xanaxes. And I don't mean the little ones. In the wrestling business, we call them the totem poles, the big long sticks. I ate 2 of them. And then the next thing I knew, I had this gun in my hand. I stared in the mirror so long, I kind of I stared in the mirror so long, I kind of hypnotized myself. Yeah, I'd hit it on my face and look at it and hit my teeth with it. And it seemed like the more I played with it, I was in this trance. And it just went on for days. The trigger's real sensitive. So I just was thinking, man, this is the ticket, you know, this is real easy. I got a call from Layla Ali, and I didn't know her very well. I knew her father real well. And she just kept saying, oh, you left the set of American Gladiators. We've never seen anybody just so upset. She kept saying, oh, we love you. And she kept saying that on the phone to me. And it clicked. Something in my head clicked, and I couldn't get out of this house fast enough, man. I was around so much negative stuff, and I was around so much evil stuff and so many bad things that I had 2 choices: to let it completely destroy me and kill me, which it does, or you snap out of it and you become sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Hi, can I give you a hug?
How you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Nice to meet
What's up, brother? How you doing? Everything good, man? What's up? What's up, brother?
Moving on.
Layla was telling me about this church, you know, and I went there, and it pretty much changed everything. If I wasn't here right now, in the moment, you know, walking in this light, walking in the Spirit of Christ, I would be dead or in jail. Oh, when I bottomed out, I didn't know what was going on. I was, you know, running with the devil, man. I was nowhere near even being close to breathing clean air. You know, what we're gonna be and have and do, you know, a lot of people that used to know me, or maybe they think they knew me, I can't explain it to them.
As the next few years unfold, your life will be the explanation. How you live your life, what you talk about, how you express yourself. It will be evident.
Meeting Michael Beckwith and, you know, just getting an understanding of why we're here made me a completely different person. I'm not the person that's going in that direction. I'm going in the other direction.
When I'm going through something that I think may be the hardest thing I go through, I look at what my dad has been through and how he's come out of it, and I know that I'm a wuss compared to what he's been through. Main thing I'm worried about now is Nick, because if it was me,
getting drugged in front of a courtroom for 3 weeks, and you horrible people were in this accident that wasn't an accident. You planned this accident and all that craziness. With me, I'd survive, brother. I'm cool. I'm already there. I'm already dialed in, so it's all right already. You know that. And I just worry about Nick, so I just caught myself getting tangled. And
Yeah, that's the father. That's the father.
Yeah.
Because you're not just going to get it and just stay there.
Yeah.
When somebody touches that button within you, that's an indication, that's an area that needs to be healed.
Well, I'm just getting started. I now understand that everything I have is inside of me. The spirit is in me, the energy that we all have in us, and I'm becoming more of myself every day.
We remain so thankful that we just let it be, and so it is. It is so. Amen.
I've changed my thinking. And the moment I changed my thinking, good things started to happen. Jennifer is life after life for me.
We hit it off instantly. It was like we already knew each other. Even though there is an age difference, Terry's really vivacious. He's very youthful. He loves doing all the same things I love to do. He's just a lot of fun to be around, and he's very interesting. And that's what I love about him.
Who's this big boss here? I learn every day from watching her and her being real consistent. She's just a constant with being positive. I actually rolled out of bed today, and as I rolled out, I didn't keep my knees together. And I rolled out and I went, and I dropped the F-bomb. She grabbed me, she goes, "You don't start the day out like that." She goes, "You start the day out by putting your feet on the ground saying thank you."
We're each other's best friends. We talk about everything, and we have courtesy for each other, and we never yell at each other.
I had been my whole life around such a negative situation, and the cussing and the screaming and the yelling, that one of the first things I did after meeting Jennifer was I went to both of my kids and I apologized to my children. And I said, "God, please forgive me. I'm so sorry for what you witnessed and what you experienced, the screaming, the yelling, the cussing. That's not normal. You guys can break the cycle."
He just came in and gave me the biggest hug, and he's like, no matter what has happened, no matter, what's gone on, I want to explain to you why I messed up. I was in a different place in my mind. I was heartbroken myself. I was lost. I didn't know what I was doing. When he came to me and he told me that he was sorry and that, I was his #1 girl, I was happy.
Jennifer straightened me out on a lot of levels. She's taught me how to be happy, it's the main thing, because before then, I didn't know, I never really laughed out loud or had fun, When my kids heard me laugh, they went, "Oh my God, Dad, we haven't heard you laugh for years."
And Dad's like this. Dad. He wakes up and he's happy, and there's a million terrible things going on, but he's happy, and he's the most important thing to him is giving me a hug in the morning and petting the dogs and feeding the squirrels outside. I mean, it's like watching a brand new baby.
That transition saved my life. It really did, because I changed my thinking. The moment you change your thinking, you can start attracting different things into your life. And I'm happy that I've got a job, and I'm happy that I'm going to do what I love.
4 months ago, a lot of excitement and buzz started happening in our company. At Madison Square Garden, Hulk Hogan shocked the wrestling world when he announced me and TNA as his new wrestling partner.
This is me, some shape, form, or another, the involvement, the vibe, man. This is back on track for me. There's a lot that I have to go through to get here, but I'm here in the beginning stage.
The first time we talked on the phone, after he had made those changes, it was so evident to me, that I was talking to a very different person.
When Dixie talked to me, I took a good look at the product and I went, you know what, man, you guys are doing a lot of things right. And then the more I watched and the more I talked to Dixie, it all made sense that this is where I should be. This is the logical extension of what I should be doing. This is the future, not only of me, but of wrestling.
I don't think he realized what kind of impact this opportunity would have on him. He's seeing how he can contribute on so many levels that he's not been allowed to in the past.
When I worked at different companies like with Ted Turner and with Vince McMahon, I never enjoyed going to work. It was a labor, and it wasn't a labor of love. Here, I'm driving, coming to work, and I'm excited about getting here.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
There is a part of this that's new. It's hard to give Hulk Hogan anything that's new, but there's a part of this that's new, and you combine that with the impact he's having with all of our wrestlers, and it's a recipe for a lot of excitement and energy for him.
He will go on to give Jeff the barbed wire bat, tell him to use the bat to put an exclamation point on the end of the sentence. At that point, Ric Flair will low blow the Pope from behind.
Low blow from the gimmick. He can't go anywhere with it. We just take his knee out.
Makes it more serious.
Yeah.
I like it.
There's this vision of being back on top, really getting my life back on track.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Somebody shot.
We've been seeing it for years. There it is.
And the vision coincides and it parallels my personal life being back on top, financially being back on top, relationship-wise being back on top, spiritually being back on top. The stuff that doesn't really matter, the legal stuff, the financial stuff, all those things used to be like tombstones, when they were just like death marches or death urges. But now that I'm getting pulled by this crazy energy, I'm getting pulled in this unbelievable positive direction, those tombstones are now like stepping stones. His
participation and the impact he is having with our company is on such a different level, because he's so open and energetic and free of a lot of what's been holding him down for so long.
I let go. I surrendered. I said, okay, fine. I'm not going to fight over that stuff anymore. I know that the plan is already in place, and I just need to walk in those footsteps. I've been to all the big shows. I've been to the dance. This is really happening. This is going to be not really competing with the WWE. We're going to put out a better product. People have worked hard to build a foundation here, but you needed some new energy and new people coming in here to take that one-dimensional plateau that they were stuck on and take them to higher ground. I can't hit the ropes, I can't run, I can't take bumps, so, I live vicariously through the boys, What's up, big dog? What's up, brother? You guys good? Very good, man. Young and healthy, man. Damn. I still get a rush. Every time I touch the ring, I get goosebumps, This is my lady here, man. This is what turns me on. I do miss the rumble part. The stuff looks great. You guys look great in there, but even like the head scissors, instead of just laying on your elbow, hit that leg, like I was watching the girls last night. But take your time, because all that stuff looks so good. The majority of the time when I come back from the ring, I need something fixed. Hey, Doc, what's up, brother?
How's it going?
Good. Hey, thanks for sneaking me in here. I've got a situation where I'm trying to push things a little bit, and that slip thing, I just wanted you to maybe show me exactly what this thing was on a camera or something, and then maybe if I could see it, I could visualize and maybe work around it, because right now I can't, it just goes out, and when it does, I'm perfect until that goes out. I ran hard for a long time, and I was kind of like in some circles, the leader of running hard. Physically, you push yourself even when you're hurt. I think this is the only business where you learn to work hurt. I mean, really hurt. You go beyond human capabilities. I was always afraid to stop because I didn't want to be replaced. I didn't want anybody to figure out what I was doing, and I wanted to get so much distance between what they would call the so-called number two that nobody could even see my taillights.
You've got multi-level degenerative changes. You know, you put a lot of wear and tear on your back. You get a little genetic predisposition to arthritis in the spine. But all of that's allowing bone spurs to grow, compressing all the nerves in your back. And to do any more surgery on your back, it's really going to require something open, something like a fusion, bolts and screws. And, you know, if you're cautious in the gym, frankly, if you stay out of the gym, we'll be able to buy you an awful lot of time.
I can't do that.
Well, I'd like to see you try to do that.
Usually, I have to sit in a chair, you know, outside the ring. Just lock up, just grab a headlock. It's a rare occasion that I'll roll in that ring because if things aren't kicking in, I can't get in there because my joints hurt so bad. But if I got my 5-hour energy going and my cups of coffee and the Arthurtech pills I take and the Celebrex and everything else, you know, that the doctor usually shoots in my back for pain. If it's a good day, sometimes I'll roll in there. Just lock up, bro. Throw that on him, come right in here. Just right. I've already been told that if it gets too bad, or you break anything else, or you destroy your spine anymore, we need to do 3 surgeries. The big surgery that we need, you won't live through.
We can't take anymore. We can't take anymore.
But look how much bigger that hole is than that. Can't they make it that big?
I understand, but if we take too much bone out of that one site, that can create additional instability, and then the fusion is going to be necessary. We've got to be responsible with how much bone we take out.
You know, my situation's intense, and I got to get back and make a living. If I can keep my job and keep my position, I can prove that I know what I'm doing, and it'll be a job that I can keep, you know, for a long time and get back on my feet. So I need to get in the ring one more time. I was dazed. I was overwhelmed. I was attracted to the light. It was just like a huge fireworks that were constantly blowing in my face, and I was just kind of like hypnotized into keep going. It was so intense. When I think about, you know, Star Trekking myself in the middle of the ring and that rush and that energy and that vibe, and it's like floating in air. It's like being in heaven. It's the ultimate euphoria. Sometimes I space out, picture myself, and I go, oh, wait a minute. No, I can't do that anymore. See, I don't think you understand. I just need to get through this one thing, and I got a feeling that if I don't get some type of relief, if this guy knocks me down or slams me or he throws me outside on the concrete floor, I'm not going to be able to get up unless I can't, you know, unless I feel, you know, strong and comfortable. And if you say my back is already too compromised, well, then what am I going to do for a living? There's a reason you're here, because you guys are nuts, of course. And it's in your blood, man, so it's really cool to see. And I just keep doing it, man. Thanks for letting me come down and hang out, because this is my life. This is something that's been a part of me for so long, and I tried to ignore it, tried to put it in a second position, but none of that stuff worked. When the bell rings and it's go time, you forget the lawsuits. You forget that your ex-wife took every single dime that you have. You forget that sometimes your kids won't talk to you on the phone. You forget any problem or anything good in your life, and you're just there. A lot of people don't understand how I'm going to do, say, be, and have things that are so much bigger than I had the first time. That whole Hulkamania vibe, that that monster rumbling, it's almost like a tremor before the whole world opens up. That's happening right now. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is really happening. If you don't totally surrender and give yourself to this business completely, then you're not going to ever get paid back. Before I was Hulk Hogan, I knew what it was like to be normal. It was just so insecure. You know, I was trying to figure out what to do and how to make a living, and if I could just get a real job. Game on, boys. And I tried to do that, but thank God it didn't work out. Yeah, they're in a lot of trouble. I've been chanting and praying all day. They're gonna get hit with something today that they've never experienced. I'm starting right now. I'm gonna be the greatest of what I am yet to be, and a better person, and a better father, and a better wrestler, and a better businessman. It's really happening. It's like I keep telling everybody, it's all right already. This is going to happen.
I feel like his purpose hasn't even been fulfilled yet. Even though he is a legend and he's done so much in the wrestling world, I feel like he is going to inspire a lot of people with his story.
I was trying to tell him, it's time for you to rewrite the ending to your legacy. Don't let this be the ending to Hulk Hogan. Do something special, make an impact on the business you have given so much to.
I think the thing that makes me so proud of my dad now is seeing the person he's become. You know, some people go through, some people hit rock bottom and come out hating the world and thinking that the world owes them something, and they come out bitter and jaded. And instead of him becoming that, he used every bad thing that happened as a lesson to become a better person.
I really, in my heart, you know, would love to be a full-time player. I wish my body was perfectly healthy, but I'm in that gestation period. Creatively, I boxed myself in, man. I didn't want to get back in the ring. Oh, my back's tweaked, man. I didn't get enough sleep last night. If I don't sleep at least 4 or 5 hours, my back just spasms up. That's where I'm at now. It's just flipping out on me. That's cool. No, I shouldn't be in the ring, but this is what I have to do to make this company work. You guys ever see when I keep the razor blade, man? She blows.
He gets into a different zone, and it's his alter ego. So if he says something, or if I wave at him and he doesn't wave back, he said not to get upset because it's not really him out there on the stage. You know, it's Hulk Hogan.
Well, it's a little helter-skelter. Charles Manson, Marilyn Manson, and all points in between, but we're cool. I like it that way. I like it, man. It's all natural, and people can't think too much. I don't want to think. Big brother upstairs, he said everything's perfect, man. Everything's exactly how it should be. All right, we're good. Tonight's a rebirth, man. Tonight is, you know, wherever this company's going, I've already been. But it's not about that. I know the steps to get there. It's about getting there, and then all of us discovering, you know, this uncharted territory, this sacred ground. Tonight, everybody, including my daughter and everybody out there, is just really worried about me wrestling.
Put a wrestling ring in front of him. It's like putting candy in front of a baby. You know, it's kind of hard to keep him out of it. I think that he can do anything, but he should watch out for his back.
This atmosphere is that energy thing, man, that I love. This is me, you know, it's kind of like this is a foundation. Don't hurt the old man now. Don't hurt the old man, brother. Save me, right? You got my back?
I got your back, man.
Much love, brother.
All right, bro. Same here.
Thank you, brother.
Always.
This is the first time I've ever said it. I've got a little spooked right now because Flair, I know like the back of my hand, but with all the guys coming down to the ring and all the craziness, I can't get up a certain way. I really shouldn't even be falling down. We're gonna learn on the run tonight. This is gonna be an education for everybody.
Do it, Big Daddy.
Hey, brother.
It's all you, baby. It's all you.
It's all good, man. In the first half of the game, I didn't create it. I wasn't aware of what I was doing, and I lost it all. If it comes from in here and I create it from here, I've got all the tools I need to make things perfect, and that's what I'm going to do from my personal to my business to my physical health to my spirituality. I want to live in abundance, and that's what's happening this time. This is about making history. This is about raising the bar to another level. I'm going to find out which one of these young kids or how many of these young kids can follow my lead, because we're on the fly now. This is an audible, brother, at the highest level. I hope they can follow. I hope I can keep up. It's going to get crazy, brother. Just watch this. Everything that I thought was the total end of my life has now become a new beginning.